Have you ever noticed how the sign of Cancer draws both admiration and envy from those around them? There's something magnetic about their energy, so nurturing, so deep, that people are simultaneously drawn in and left wondering what it is that makes Cancers so powerful. Guided by the moon and deeply in tune with their emotions, Cancer holds a set of qualities that are not only captivating, but often misunderstood. They're not simply emotional beings. They are true guardians of what matters most: loyalty, protection, emotional strength, and inner wisdom. And it's this very emotional power that makes them the quiet pillars in people's lives. Those who know a Cancer up close often admire their unwavering commitment, but that same brilliance can stir a subtle jealousy in those who don't quite understand the depth behind their kindness. In this journey, we'll walk through 12 distinct reasons why Cancer stands out in the zodiac, each one shedding light on how this sign turns pain into growth, emotions into strength, and love into action. From their magical intuition to their quiet leadership, from the tenderness they extend to others to the storms they endure in silence, Cancer is not a sign to be underestimated. And if you think you already know everything about this sign, prepare to have your heart opened. These aren't just traits, they're living forces that shape lives around them. And let this serve as a gentle warning. The final reason on our list might just leave you speechless. If you or someone you love is a Cancer, drop your birth date and zodiac sign in the comments. Let's build a space of shared stories and lunar wisdom. We'd love to hear from you and connect through the signs. Let's begin. Reason 1. Empathy that heals. Cancers are empaths in the purest sense. Their emotional awareness doesn't come from logic or surface-level observation. It's intuitive, almost psychic. They read energy, sense shifts in mood, and understand what others are going through even before a word is spoken. You might be sitting silently, trying to process your day, and a Cancer will simply know. They'll sit beside you, say the right thing, or say nothing at all, and offer exactly what you didn't realize you needed. This isn't just comforting, it's transformational. Their presence creates safe emotional havens, places where people feel truly seen and held. It's why friends, family, even coworkers gravitate to them when life becomes overwhelming. And yet, not everyone is capable of offering this level of connection. That's why some envy Cancers deeply. This kind of empathy can't be faked. It comes from a soul-level sensitivity that many admire, but few possess. Reason 2. Intuition that borders on mystical. Ruled by the moon, Cancer possesses an uncanny intuition that often defies logic. It's like an inner compass that guides them without needing evidence. They pick up on subtle tensions, notice shifts in energy, and seem to just know when something's off. In social settings, they can sense dishonesty or discomfort before it erupts. In personal life, they often follow their gut, and they're usually right. Imagine a Cancer woman sensing that a close friend is struggling before he says anything. She checks in, offers comfort, and becomes a lifeline during dark times. That's not coincidence, it's instinct. Many people admire this emotional foresight. Others envy it, wishing they had the same clarity instead of stumbling through uncertainty. Cancer doesn't chase answers, they feel them. If this kind of insight resonates with you so far, consider subscribing to Signs and Secrets for more soul-aligned wisdom. Reason 3. Loyalty that doesn't break. One of Cancer's most treasured and rare qualities is their loyalty. When they care about you, they care with every fiber of their being. In friendships, family bonds, and romantic connections, their devotion is deep and consistent. They're the kind of people who show up for you when the world turns its back. They cancel plans to be by your side. They defend you when you're not in the room. But this loyalty comes with vulnerability. Cancers often give too much and get hurt when their trust is broken. Still, they forgive. Still, they love. This commitment, through pain, through disappointment, is both admirable and intimidating. Not everyone can love like that. Not everyone chooses to. Picture a Cancer friend who drops everything during your crisis, even if it costs them something. That kind of dedication is rare, and it shines so brightly that it casts shadows on those who lack it. This is where admiration turns into envy. Reason 4. Emotional resilience that inspires. Like the phases of the moon, Cancers go through emotional cycles. They retreat, they heal, and then they return with more clarity and compassion than ever before. Where others avoid their pain, Cancer faces it, and in doing so, they become beacons of healing for others. People watch them endure heartbreak, disappointment, and loss, only to emerge with deeper kindness. That's not weakness, that's power, and not everyone is comfortable with it. We're just getting started. If you're feeling seen so far, gently tap the like button. It supports the channel and sends a wave of gratitude through the cosmos. Reason 5. A soul-deep bond with family. For Cancer, family isn't just important, it's sacred. This sign is the ultimate protector of home, tradition, and emotional roots. Their love for their kin runs soul-deep, and they often take on the role of nurturer, organizer, and emotional anchor within their tribe. They remember birthdays. They plan holiday dinners. They check in when others forget. They carry the weight of keeping everyone connected, often without acknowledgement.
You might find a Cancer parent sacrificing career opportunities to stay present in their child's life, or supporting siblings in silence without ever asking for recognition. Their emotional generosity within the family circle is unmatched, and that kind of quiet sacrifice doesn't go unnoticed. It inspires respect. It also stirs discomfort in those who feel they can't match such devotion. But for Cancer, it's not about praise, it's about love. Love expressed through presence, care, and a deep desire to keep the ones they love safe and whole. Reason 6. Natural protectors of the heart. When Cancer loves you, you feel it everywhere. They have a built-in instinct to protect, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and even energetically. You could be a friend, a partner, or a colleague, and they'll still watch over you like family. They listen not just to your words, but to your silences. They notice when you're withdrawing. They offer gentle reminders that you're not alone. They create spaces of peace. Cook for you when you're too tired to eat. Say what your heart needed to hear before you even voiced it. This level of caretaking isn't a performance, it's who they are. And because it comes so naturally to them, others often envy it. They wish they could care so deeply without burning out. But for Cancer, this kind of loving is as natural as breathing. A Cancer leading a team at work doesn't just push for results, they check in on your well-being, making sure you're emotionally safe, not just professionally secure. That emotional intelligence sets them apart. Reason 7. Emotional memory that never forgets. Cancer has an emotional memory that runs far deeper than most realize. They don't just recall events, they remember the way they felt in those moments and the way others made them feel too. Whether it's a childhood memory or a quiet conversation that happened years ago, they hold on to it as if it were etched in their soul. And they don't do this to cling to the past. They do it because those memories help them love more deeply, show more empathy, and connect more meaningfully. They'll remember the exact words you used when you once opened your heart, and years later, they might reference it at the perfect time to lift you up again. They carry sentimental objects, save handwritten notes, and treasure things others would easily discard. These memories become their emotional compass. But this strength can also be a challenge because just as they remember joy, they also remember hurt. Emotional scars linger longer for Cancer. They forgive, but they rarely forget.
This duality creates awe and envy alike. To remember so much, so deeply, is powerful, but also overwhelming. And yet, Cancers carry this emotional library with grace, using it to become better listeners, better lovers, and better guides. Reason 8. Creativity fueled by feelings. Creativity flows naturally from Cancer, like a tide pulled by their ever-present lunar energy. Their rich inner world spills into art, music, writing, and even the way they decorate their homes or express affection. For them, creativity is not just a talent, it's a language of the soul. They create not to impress, but to express emotions that words alone can't carry. You may know a Cancer who paints feelings onto canvas, writes poetry that makes your chest ache, or crafts the coziest, most welcoming spaces you've ever stepped into. Their homes often feel like sanctuaries, full of warmth, intention, and healing energy. They can take a simple moment and elevate it into something magical, all through the lens of emotion. And this ability is enviable. Others often feel inspired or even insecure around Cancers because they make emotional expression look effortless. Their creativity is a mirror that reflects what many are afraid to feel, and that reflection stirs both admiration and longing. Reason 9. Quiet leadership that moves people. While not always seen as traditional leaders, Cancers possess a powerful leadership style rooted in compassion and awareness. They lead not by dominating, but by understanding. They see people, truly see them, and know how to bring out the best in each individual. Their leadership is about empowerment, not control. Imagine a Cancer heading a project. Instead of demanding perfection, they'll ask how the team is feeling, what support is needed, and how each person can shine in their own way. They manage dynamics with care, resolve conflicts with grace, and ensure no one is left behind. Their emotional intelligence becomes a tool for transformation, helping everyone involved feel valued and capable. And in moments of stress, Cancer remains calm. They sense when someone is on the edge of burnout, when tension is rising, or when words are being held back. They gently create space for truth and healing. Their presence turns chaos into collaboration. That kind of leadership isn't just effective, it's magnetic. If this resonates with your experience of Cancer or yourself, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this from Signs and Secrets. Reason 10. Adaptability in the face of change. Though often associated with comfort zones and emotional safety, Cancers surprise many with their ability to adapt. When faced with change, be it sudden life shifts, career turns, or emotional upheaval, they tap into a deep reservoir of intuition and resilience. They may retreat for a moment, but they return ready to rebuild.
A Cancer who moves to a new city doesn't waste time panicking. They create a new home, find a community, and start rebuilding their sanctuary, one comforting detail at a time. Their sense of emotional stability comes not from the outside world, but from their inner strength. That's what allows them to navigate change so gracefully. And they bring this adaptability into relationships too. Cancer will adjust when a loved one is struggling, compromise to ease tension, and reinvent themselves for the sake of harmony without ever losing who they are. That kind of flexible strength is rare. It's subtle, but incredibly powerful. Others often mistake their fluidity for fragility, not realizing that it takes deep courage to change with the tides and still remain whole. Reason 11. The power to inspire and uplift. Cancer has an incredible ability to see the potential in others long before they see it in themselves. They notice hidden talents, quiet strengths, and glimmers of passion that others often overlook. And they don't just observe, they encourage, they nudge, they support. They mentor without ego because what matters most to them is helping others rise. A Cancer might see artistic talent in a friend who's too afraid to show their work.
With patience and gentle guidance, they'll encourage that friend to take the leap. They'll celebrate the smallest win like it's a victory parade. That's the magic. They don't inspire from above. They walk with you, shoulder to shoulder, believing in you even when you don't. This inspirational force isn't limited to personal circles. In the workplace, Cancer lifts entire teams. In families, they create space for others to grow. In friendships, they're the ones reminding you of your worth when you forget. Their encouragement is soft, steady, and life-changing. Reason 12, calm in the midst of crisis. Despite their emotional depth, Cancer has a surprising calmness during high-stress moments. They feel everything, but they don't let panic take over. In times of crisis, they become a grounding force, helping others process chaos with composure and emotional wisdom. Whether it's a family emergency, a workplace meltdown, or a personal loss, Cancer knows how to hold space for others. They listen without judgment, they speak with clarity, and they act with care. They don't ignore the emotional weight of the moment. They carry it with grace, allowing others to lean on them without feeling like a burden. Picture a family disagreement spiraling into chaos. The Cancer in the room is the one who steps in with a calm voice, reminding everyone what matters, helping each person feel heard, and slowly diffusing the emotional charge. Their ability to blend logic with empathy is rare. It creates peace, not through silence, but through understanding.
We're nearing the end, but there's still one more lunar spark to leave you thinking and feeling. These 12 qualities aren't just a collection of nice traits on a zodiac chart. They're living, breathing aspects of Cancer's spirit that manifest in real ways every single day. And this blend of emotional intelligence, loyalty, intuition, and inner strength is precisely why Cancer is not just admired, but quietly envied. People look at Cancer and wonder how someone so sensitive can also be so strong. How someone so emotionally open can also be so deeply protective. How someone who loves so fiercely still finds the courage to love again after being hurt. These dualities aren't contradictions. They are the foundation of Cancer's power. And what the world often misses is that these qualities are not learned, they are embodied. But why does this sign evoke such a mix of admiration and envy? Because Cancer represents something many are afraid to embrace: vulnerability as strength. In a world that tells us to toughen up, be logical, and hide our pain, Cancer does the opposite. They feel everything, and still they move forward. They don't run from emotion, they move through it. And in doing so, they inspire others to do the same. This is why people are drawn to them, and also why they sometimes feel triggered by them. Cancer's light illuminates the emotional shadows in others, and not everyone is ready to face that. Have you ever noticed how a Cancer can enter a room and shift the energy without saying a word? It's not just presence, it's emotional clarity. It's that ability to know without needing proof. It's the way they anchor those around them simply by being real, open, and attuned. That's what makes them magnetic. And yet, with all their giving, many Cancers feel unseen. They support everyone, but are rarely supported in return. They remember everyone's struggles, but often cry in silence when their own go unnoticed. And still, they keep loving. Still, they keep healing others. That quiet endurance is a force of nature, and many can't help but wish they had the same courage. If you're still with us, this is your moment to reflect. Do you recognize these qualities in yourself or in someone you love? Let us know your birthday and your zodiac sign in the comments. We'd love to hear your story and celebrate the Cancer energy in your life. And if you haven't yet, take a second to like this video.
Your support helps us continue sharing the spiritual truths the Zodiac has to offer. Every click is a ripple of intention. Now, let's take a final look at why Cancer isn't just another water sign, but one of the most impactful forces in the entire Zodiac. The lunar legacy of Cancer. Ruled by the ever-changing moon, Cancer embodies transformation. Just like the lunar phases, they wax and wane, shifting from inward reflection to outward nurturing. Their journey is one of cycles: emotional, spiritual, personal. And within each cycle, they gather wisdom that becomes part of who they are. Unlike many who resist change, Cancer surrenders to it, knowing it's part of their soul's evolution. Their softness is a strategy. Their silence, a sacred pause. Their retreat, not weakness, but renewal. The world sees them as emotional, but they are far more than that. They are mirrors, healers, builders of sacred homes, both physical and spiritual. They know how to nurture a plant, a child, a dream, or a broken heart. They know how to read between the lines, feel what others can't say, and hold space where others might crumble. And it's this very essence, the balance between water and stone, that makes Cancer unforgettable. There's a reason people come back to Cancer after walking away, a reason they remember the comfort of their presence long after losing touch. Cancer leaves imprints, not by force, but through energy. Their love doesn't fade. It roots itself in the memory of others. And while many signs dazzle with fire or impress with intellect, Cancer moves people quietly, deeply, permanently. Now, take a breath, look inward. Maybe you've always sensed something magical in your Cancer friend, parent, lover, or maybe you are Cancer yourself and never fully understood why people both need you and misunderstand you at the same time. This is why. Because the light you carry doesn't just shine, it heals. And now, as we close this deep journey into the soul of Cancer, let's return to one profound truth. Being admired is easy. Being envied is common. But being both at the same time is rare. And that's exactly what makes Cancer stand apart in the Zodiac. Their emotional sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a superpower. Their protectiveness isn't possessiveness, it's sacred devotion. Their tears are not signs of weakness. They are the overflow of a heart that feels more than most. And that heart is often the silent foundation of the lives they touch. Cancer is the sign that reminds us that strength doesn't always shout. It whispers in the way someone stays after everyone else has left. It pulses in the warmth of a hand held in silence. It shows itself when someone shows up not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. And Cancer shows up over and over again. That's the legacy they leave behind. And this legacy isn't always recognized at first. It often takes time, sometimes years, for people to realize the depth of love and loyalty they received from a Cancer. But once they do, it's unforgettable. Cancer's energy lingers. It transforms. It becomes the standard others are silently held to. So if you're a Cancer, own that legacy. You are more than you know. You don't just feel, you heal. You don't just give, you empower. You don't just carry others, you awaken them. Your softness is your strength. Your intuition is your compass. Your love is your gift to a world that desperately needs it. And if you're someone lucky enough to have a Cancer in your life, hold them close. Celebrate their quiet courage. Appreciate their presence while you have it, because the truth is, once a Cancer has poured their soul into you, you'll never forget what that love felt like. Let's take this moment to reflect together. Do you resonate with the traits we explored? Have you seen these qualities play out in your own life or in the life of someone dear to you? Drop your birth date and your zodiac sign in the comments. Share your story. Let's keep this space alive with voices that honor the light Cancer brings into the world.
And if you haven't subscribed yet to Signs and Secrets, now's the perfect time. We're just getting started. Every sign holds a hidden truth, and we're here to reveal them all, one soul-aligned insight at a time. Before you go, don't forget to like this video. It's a simple act, but it helps more than you know. It allows us to keep creating heartfelt, meaningful content that reaches people just like you. So, whether you're a Cancer or simply touched by one, remember, being deeply emotional in a world that avoids emotion is revolutionary, and that makes Cancer not just admired, but essential. Until next time, keep shining that lunar light.